Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt again. Now, by that, for those of you that don't know, what I mean is a couple of years ago I tried playing The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt and put the videos up on my channel, but I had an issue whereby I lost all my save files on my PS4. It wasn't just this game, it was a couple of others as well. There were tears. I'm not gonna lie. I was devastated, and I got quite far into this and couldn't face starting again until now. There was 3 games I was playing at the time. Batman Arkham Knight was one, which I've since redone and completed, and this is the second one I'm going to try. I'm going to do something a bit different this time though. I'm going to do longer videos. I'm going to do 2-hour videos for this. I'm going to put up a couple a week on weekends, so that's something extra for you to look forward to. And I'm also going to be playing the Game of the Year edition rather than the digital version that I had before, so it's kind of a clean slate all round. Without further ado, let's just get on with it, shall we? Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
I see you gather before me. Hungry, terrified, clutching your babes to your breast. Emperor Emir has marched his legions into our lands, laid siege to every fortress from here to the Blue Mountains. Rabid and ravenous, he bites and bites away. Men of the North, you stand at the precipice. Your kings have failed you, so now you turn to the gods. And yet you do not plead. You do not kneel to dust your heads with ash. Instead you wail, why have the gods forsaken us? We must look into the trials we failed long ago. In a time past, our world intertwined with another through an upheaval scholars call the conjunction of the spheres. The gods allowed unholy forces to slip into our domain. The offspring of that cataclysm was the nefarious force called magic. Yet we did not banish it, instead studying the vile arcane for our own power and wealth. And the monsters at our door, the unholy relics of this conjunction, the trolls, the corpse eaters, the werewolves, did we raise our swords against them? Or have we laid this burden on others? On so-called witches. Stray children taught the ways of foul sorcery, their bodies mutated through blasphemous ritual. Sent to fight monsters, though they could not distinguish good from evil. The flicker of humanity, long extinguished within them. Yes, their numbers have dwindled through the years, but a few still roam our lands, offering their bloody work for coin. To this day, they shame us with their very existence. The North bleeds, flogged by war. The battles are the gods' whip, chastisement for our sins. And let us not forget the terrors, the scourges from beyond our world. The wild hunt rides the sky with every full moon. The Dark Raiders abduct our children into lands unknown. Some say they herald a second conjunction. Can we chart a course back into the light? Will we find the strength to banish the mages from our kingdoms? Unite around the warmth of the eternal fire. Nigh is the time of the sword and axe. None will fight this war in our stead. Nigh is the time of madness and disdain.
Well, that was certainly dramatic. Here we go. Welcome to The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Game of the Year edition. This edition contains all of the game's additional content, including these 2 expansions, Hearts of Stone and Blood and Wine. Starting a new game will let you play through both the content of Wild Hunt and the expansions. You can also play expansion as a standalone by choosing the appropriate option in the main menu. And of course, good luck on your path. Okay, let me just quickly scroll through the options. I'm going to turn the music down. Just about halfway. Not a great fan of music in games. I know it's probably disrespectful to the people that made it, but I just want to immerse myself in it like in a role-playing game, and I just don't feel that in the middle of a battle I'll have a fanfare playing through my head somehow. Call me weird if you will, just doesn't seem right. What we got here? Yeah, we'll keep the on-screen tutorials on, automatic finishes are on, manual. Yeah, that's fine. Colorblind, no, we don't want that. That's fine, that's fine. Enemy upscaling off. Alternate look for Yennefer, Triss, no, that's fine. Yes, we'll add the additional Gwent card set. Action log on, minimap on. I think I'm going to turn all of this on actually, to be honest. Completed points of interest on the minimap. No, we'll turn that off. Everything else looks fine. Yep, cool. We've already done that. That's fine. Gamma, we've already done that. Turn both of these. I think. Oh, I can't. I can't. That was weird. Can you try that again? Oh, okay, it worked that time. Not sure what happened there. Language credits, no, don't need any of that. Okay, so I'm going to play on fresh start. Just the story. We will have the tutorials. Oh, damn it, I can't remember what to do with this. I think you have to have it on. Now, obviously I'm playing on PS4 Pro. So, I don't have Witcher 2 saves. Do you know what? Just bear with me a second. Let me quickly look this up because I can't remember whether or not you have to have this on in order to get the quiz once you're at the palace. I know this isn't particularly well worded, so let me see here. Excuse me. So yeah, have it off and it chooses the correct choices. It gives you the default world state from The Witcher 2. It's kind of chosen a way that that game ended for you. But if you have it on, then I think you get the series of questions that lets you choose some of the outcomes. So we'll do that. Okay. So there's been no difference between this and the game and the digital version so far. I think some of the Gwent cards might look different, but other than that, I'm not sure. I'll let you know if I see anything. But so far, so good. You'd think you'd hear that, wouldn't you?
You know I don't find that amusing.
To be fair, neither would I.
It wasn't meant to amuse, but to prod you to hurry. It's midday already. You promised Ciri you'd train with her. Go before Vesemir bores her to death with those etchings.
Nice scars.
So, later then.
See you later.
Okay, and we're off. Use your Witcher senses to find the key to the bedroom. Welcome to the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. This tutorial will introduce the game's core elements. Each message will be saved in the glossary, where you'll also find detailed information about world lore and gameplay mechanics. To disable tutorial messages, go to the options menu. So I should warn you all that for those of you that haven't seen my videos before, I'm quite thorough with lore and history and information. I'm very much a character and story driven person, which is one of the reasons why I play on easy. The gameplay is good and all, don't get me wrong, it's just not my priority. So I'm going to be reading as much as I can. You're welcome to skip ahead, obviously, if it gets too much to you. But, you know, just giving you the heads up. And also, the mini-map in the upper right hand corner of your display shows your current location and the surrounding area. Underneath the mini-map you find objectives for your active quest. Yep, figured that one out all by myself. Those character entries we will look at in a moment.
Shit. Mountain Pass is beautiful as ever.
Certainly is. Use L2 to hold L2 to use your Witcher senses. And just down there, if I can get the angle right, there you go. Just about make out Ciri there training. We'll go and see her in a minute.
You're running out of juice.
I know. You might bring me some more once you're done training.
That is the dirtiest bathwater I've ever seen in my life.
Nothing but silver.
Gold clashes with my complexion. You should know that.
Yeah, Geralt, you should know that.
Got any clothes that aren't black or white?
Undergarments.
See, I thought Ciri could stand to wait a little longer.
It's uninstructive. Not to mention unreasonable.
Your point being?
I don't want to be reasonable.
Aha, so that's the way the wind blows. Go and train with her, then come back. It'll give me a chance to put my face on.
Of all the women I've known, You're the only one who does that before.
You've known many.
What's it matter? Only ever thought of you.
That line would never work in real life.
Lilac and gooseberries, of course.
Geralt, stop fingering my toiletries.
Okay, there's the key. To unlock locked doors, walk up to them and press X. Go to the lower level. Can I not run yet? No, apparently not.
Old Witcher's fast asleep. Ciri's disappeared somewhere, of course. Guess she prefers practice to theory.
What?
Time to wake up, Master. These lessons so boring they put you to sleep too?
Damn it. Had her taking notes on ghouls and owl ghouls. Wanted to rest my eyes a bit.
Making her slog through that brick? No wonder she took off.
John of Bruges lacks flair, true, but he's reliable. Not like the hogwash they print nowadays. She's tackling the pendulums, right? How many times do I have to tell her? Don't train alone. It only embeds your errors. Bring our young damsel to the lower courtyard. She wants to practice, she'll get to practice.
We've spoiled her.
Gotta admit, we've spoiled her.
We've spoiled her. I've been saying it from the start. Ciri needs a firm hand.
Been saying that true. But you let her walk all over you just like the rest of us do.
Fine. I suppose I'm partly to blame. But this has to end. Now. Killing monsters is not something to be taken lightly. Ciri must understand that, if she's to become one of us. I'll see you below.
Wrong. Now I see why you were so eager to practice. Strike. You're not in this circus. Pirouette. Wrong. Footwork. Enough. Get down.
With a flip?
What do you think? All right. Take off the blindfold. You've got work to do. Your reflexes are still slow.
Maybe for a witcher.
Think drowners or striggers will go easy on you because you haven't undergone the mutations? Though in your shoes, I'd fear Vesemir more than any strigger. Disobeying his instructions? Unwise.
Well, yes, but that book was horribly dull.
I know. And you know that's no excuse.
I'm sorry. It won't happen again.
Better not.
Better not. Vesemir said if it does, he'll make you eat a bowl of slugs covered in salt.
You!
Exactly. So you'd best behave. Come on. We'll practice with the others down below.
Shall we run the walls?
Well, I did say it was a clean start, so guess we better do it.
Of course. Is a Witcher school or an elven bathhouse?
Beat you to the bottom.
Maybe if you fall.
Right, see if I can remember how to do this. apparently I can't. I don't. But luckily the tutorial was there to help me out.
What did I tell you about breathing? Through your mouth, in rhythm with your steps. Ciri, cut it out.
Careful, falling from a great height can lead to injury or even death. Yet, from what I remember, it doesn't actually have to be a great height in order for you to suffer that fate.
Geralt? What is it? Come on!
Are you having a laugh? I'm beating you, he says, not knowing where to go next. Oh, here we are.
I win.
Your legs are longer. I'll show you yet. You just need to grow a bit.
Oh, now it tells me how to sprint. Bit late for that.
Oh no. Vesemir's got that look.
What did you expect?
Come on then. Might as well face the music. Wow, alright, that's keen.
Anything to say for yourself, young lady?
I'm very sorry, Uncle Vesemir.
Young blood craves action, I understand that. But when you fight a beast, knowledge counts as much as your silver sword. At the very least, you ought to be able to tell a ghoul from an owl ghoul.
By markings, like unto the Panthera tigris that in Zerrikania dwells, and by the sickly paleness of its visage.
So you did read the chapter. Still, you should have asked if...
But you were asleep, Uncle Vesemir.
She does have a point, but you could have said something.
So you did the reading. Why not admit it right off?
Never pounce on an advantage as soon as it appears. Wait till it stands to have maximum effect. Uncle Vesemir's words.
Well, you're a quick study. Quick, but mischievous. Fine, we've talked enough. Geralt, you're with me, Lambert with Eskel, Ciri with the dummy.
Again?
Stop groaning and grab a sword. What do you think? Should we start by reviewing the fundamentals or go right to free training?
It's fundamental time. Begin combat tutorial.
Should work on the basics. Even skilled masters need to hone the fundamentals, and Ciri's barely a novice.
Not that she's training with you at the moment, but still. We'll ignore that small point.
Draw your sword, Geralt!
Okay, witches must be prepared to fight foes of all kinds, be they plate-clad knights, ethereal wraiths, or bone-crushing giants. To match the strengths and exploit the weaknesses of different enemies, witches need to use a variety of weapons and combat techniques. The core tools of their trade are their swords, one steel for fighting humans and non-humans, the other silver for slaying monsters. Witches have also mastered a simple form of combat magic. These signs are not as powerful as the spells wielded by mages, but they can be cast very quickly with simple one-handed gestures, making them quite useful in the heat of combat. Witches are also adept in basic alchemy. They can brew powerful potions, blade oils and bombs, all of which give them a keen advantage when fighting stronger or faster foes. Press R3 to select or deselect a target. When you have a target selected, all your attacks are directed towards it. You don't have to select a target during combat, but doing so can help you focus on a specific opponent.
Quick cuts! 1, 2, 3!
1, 2, 3.
Give it all you got.
Strong attacks.
Never lock your
1,
elbow when striking.
2, 3.
Position, Ciri. Footwork. Remember.
Come on. Miss me. Try again. Miss me again. One more. Oh, we're going to roll, are we? Okay.
This'll be quick and painful.
Nice to get a pause the game before I do it. Hold L2 to parry attacks.
Sword, its angle.
What am I supposed to parry? Fighting a stupid belly.
Pretend now, live later. Riposte! Strike! Counter-strike!
Don't yell at me. Press L2 just before the opponent strikes to perform a counter attack.
Maybe a storm.
Come on, then.
Your jugular.
Come on.
And what?
Now, young lady, to bring the day to a close, we'll go over a few witches' signs. Let's start with Gwent.
Okay. Set the Quen sign using the left stick and press X to activate. Cast the active spell, press R2.
Ciri, Gwent is sometimes called the Witcher's Shield. Now watch carefully to see why. Time to... Shit.
Quen sign protects you against damage and certain critical
Cast
effects.
Igni, Geralt. I want to see sparks fly.
Close to Vesemir, press R2 to cast your active sign.
See? If not for the Gwent sign, I'd be aflame by now.
The Igni sign deals fire damage and has a chance to apply a burning effect
All right,
on your
Geralt,
opponents.
come on.
Hard sign. Wait, I wasn't ready for you then. Walk close to Vesemir and press R2 to cast your active sign on him.
See that, Ciri?
The hard sign stuns opponents, or in some cases knocks them to the ground. So that's telekinetic power, basically. Let's try it again.
Time for Axie. Damn it.
Yeah, you like
I
that.
hate this feeling.
Axie, where's that? Where are we? Oh, it's highlighted, you soppy sod.
Axie can really muddle your
And
mind.
temporarily disorient your opponents. So it's like mind control.
Erden now. Show her, Geralt.
Erden is traps.
See this, Ciri?
Wait, hey.
Couldn't move if I wanted to.
He says, moving out of the way. Cast the Erden sign to lay a magic trap that slows
Throw a bomb.
anyone who enters this
Don't
area
worry,
with effects.
Ciri. Gwent will dampen the blow.
And lastly, bombs. Stand in the highlighted spot, okay. I'm aiming for them, am I? Let's try that one first. Combat tutorial is now over. If you want, you can continue training with Vesemir. To stop training, simply sheath your sword.
Giving me no
Fine.
choice.
Enough. Continue training at will.
Ah, I was going to say.
Whoa! You really showed him, kid.
Ciri, get down here.
A little she-devil. Soon as she's back, we'll set her to polishing all the swords at Kaer Morhen.
Find that helmet? Ciri? I'll make sure to find every last blade for you. What the? Vesemir.
Adriana wanted this, and you, White Wolf.
No!
It was all a dream, thankfully.
You all right?
Had a nightmare.
About?
Take forever to explain.
Dawn's some way off. We've got time.
Since you're awake anyway, I dreamt to Kaer Morhen.
Started in the guest room at Kaer Morhen. I was relaxing in the tub, and next to me,
Triss?
Yennefer. Funny, isn't it? She's never been there. Seemed so real in my dream, though.
Was she nagging you about something? True to life, indeed. We'll find her.
I'm sure we will. Not worried about that.
I know we will. That's not what worries me. You've seen her tracks. She's at full gallop all the time. Breakneck speed through wildlands, devastated battlefields. She's in a hurry to get somewhere. Or fleeing something. Either way, it means trouble of some sort.
Be surprised if she wasn't in trouble. She's always poked her nose in beehives. Courtly intrigues here, mages' conspiracies there. What do you expect?
Don't know. Guess I thought once we were finally reunited, things would be calm. At least for a while.
Calm? With Yennefer? Good luck.
And then we trained with Ciri.
In the dream, I went and found Ciri. Then we trained.
Those were the days. Little she-devil. I've trained kids who were faster, stronger, but none had her character. Didn't end well, did it? Your dream?
No.
It was a
A
nightmare.
wild hunt appeared, attacked Ciri. I couldn't move, stood there like a stump.
It was just a dream.
Ciri in my dreams might mean she's in danger.
That's the problem. It was more. In the past, when Ciri'd appear in my dreams, something was wrong. She was in danger.
We taught her how to defend herself from anything, wraiths included.
Let's go.
Be dawning soon. Time to go.
Wait. Show me the letter from Yennefer. Might have overlooked some hint in there.
Didn't overlook anything. We were meant to meet in Willoughby. That's what she wrote. Meanwhile, one army or another burned the village to the ground. All we can do is follow her trail, so...
Stop talking for a minute and give me the letter. Ah, how about that? It does smell of lilac and gooseberries.
You were gonna read it, not sniff it.
We must meet. Soon. Willoughby near Vesemir. Nothing else to guide us there. What's this postscript? I still have the unicorn?
That's private.
That's private. Very private.
Aha, I understand. At least I think I do. Maybe not entirely, but perhaps that's for the best.
Back on topic. How's it look? How far behind Yennefer are we?
2 or 3 days. Trail's fresh. But it looks like it leads towards the main road. Could be muddled there. Wait, hear that?
I hear it. I smell it. Ghouls.
Life on the continent and in the Skellige Isles is nasty, brutish and short. War lays waste to the land, and those it spares live in fear of the countless monsters lurking outside every town and village. Monsters are shown with a silver health bar above their heads, indicating that you should fight them with your silver sword. So let's do that then. One. Oh, she's taking care of that one, that's alright then. Oh, that's close. Oh, damn it, where did he come from? Let's Striking opponents generates adrenaline points. Certain abilities you can acquire allow you to perform special attacks that require and consume adrenaline points. Your adrenaline points slowly decline when you're not engaged in combat.
Of course. When armies pass, necrophages follow. Let's go before any more show up.
You can regenerate. You can regenerate vitality by eating or drinking or by meditating for at least 1 hour. Note: while playing on broken bones and death march difficulty levels, meditation does not regenerate vitality. Food and drink can be placed in your consumable slots for quick use during combat. Press up or down on the D-pad to consume them and regenerate vitality. You have some food equipped in your upper consumable slot. Press up now to eat it and regenerate a portion of your vitality. Have your horse come to you, double press L3. Alright, first of all, let's do some looting. Whoops. Of not just... Walk up to your horse and press X to mount it. I will, but not just yet. So that's just going to have to stay on the screen for a while. I'm going to loot these herbs while I'm at it because... well, there's a lot of them here. And I haven't got any, so it makes sense. Lots of different kinds as well. There's also something over here, yeah. Nice little touch. The crystal skull that Yennefer left behind.
Black crystal. Why do I think this is Yen's?
In the introductory cinematic. Got a little sign on the tree here. Bandits calling themselves temerarious soldiers are hiding in the nearby woods. They've been declared outlaws and a threat to the Emperor's subjects. Assisting or sheltering them in any way will be summarily punished to the fullest extent permitted by Imperial law. On behalf of the Emperor of Nilfgaard, Captain Peter Saar Gwenlevy. Now's a good time as any to go through the glossary. Excuse me a second. And let's see what entries we have. In the bestiary we got the ghouls that we just fought. Ghouls creep and crawl at night, eating everything in sight. In a snap they'll eat you too, chop you up for a ghoulish stew, children's rhyme. Ghouls and graveyears are hard to describe. In part they resemble humans, that on the whole they are the utter negation of all that is human. Though they have arms and legs like men, they walk on all fours like dogs or badgers. Though they have eerily familiar faces, one searches them in vain for any sign of sentiment, reason, or even a spark of consciousness. They are driven by one thing and one thing only, an insatiable craving for human flesh. Vulnerable against necrophage oil, which obviously we don't have yet. And the characters, there's a few of these. Alphabetically starting with Ciri. Cirilla Fiona Ellen Rhiannon. What could I possibly say about her? That we call her Ciri for short? That she was born in 1251? That she has ashen hair and a scar on her cheek? All true, and that's the Cirilla I know best. The one I first laid eyes upon these many years ago. The one who seems thoroughly, well, not ordinary, but certainly not as extraordinary as she in fact is. For Cirilla is also a highly skilled witcher, heiress to several thrones, the last bearer of the Elder Blood, a powerful source endowed with exceptional magic talent, and the Lady of Time and Space. Her hair colour and date of birth seem rather incidental now, don't they? I could also tell you she is Geralt's adopted daughter, but that would be a gross simplification. Ciri is much more. She is his destiny, his unexpected child, someone bound to the Witcher by fate's most inextricably tangled fetters. Following age-old Witcher tradition, Geralt took Ciri to Kaer Morhen, when she came into his care. There, he and Vesemir taught her in the ways of the professional monster slayer. It was then that her magic talents were first revealed, and they discovered she was a source. Ciri's gift proved a curse as well. Because of it, she would one day have to hide from the entire world, even Geralt. Dandelion. I would wager anyone that you, dear reader, are a person of culture and taste, and therefore already familiar with me, Dandelion, and the role I am to play in the following tale. Nevertheless, allow me to sketch a few lines by way of self-portrait, for the sake of thoroughness, and in the event you have spent much of the last half-century in some dark corner where the light of my star is yet to reach. Born in 1229, a talented poet and troubadour, a graduate of Oxford Academy, a frequent performer at royal courts, an unequalled lover, appreciated and in some cases adored by ladies worldwide, a skilled negotiator and a stirring orator. Such is the image of the bard Dandelion as painted by his friends and promoters. This image is, of course, somewhat overbright in its colouring. I personally prefer to think of myself as a dedicated artist enthralled to his muse, one whose work has benefited immeasurably from the fact that I was, am, and forever will remain a close friend and steadfast companion to the Witcher Geralt. It is his fate that I chronicle in this present work, and his story which I shall sing to the end of my days. Eskel. All witches have a great deal in common, but with Eskel and Geralt the similarities are particularly striking. They first met as two boys of the same age, swinging wooden swords at Kaer Morhen. They then went through an ordeal together, the first round of selections, the murderous changes, the trial of the grasses, and training on the gauntlet, the witcher's daunting obstacle course. They also received hidings together for more than one act of childish delinquency. When they became adults, they walked the path separately, but still reconvened at Kaer Morhen nearly every winter to wait out the cold, drink to their successes, and remember fallen comrades. Though Eskel never gained Geralt's renown, he equalled the White Wolf in experience and carried out his contracts with care and efficiency. Death had almost taken him many times during his hunts, yet in an ironic twist, the hideous scar on his face came not from a monster's claw, but from the blade of Deirdre Adamine, his highly unpredictable, unexpected child. Geralt of Rivia. This one's a long one. Many cannot fathom the friendship Geralt of Rivia and I, Dandelion, have shared all these years. When we first began breaking bread together, spiteful tongues said he'd be better off cutting my throat and dumping my body in a hollow tree before I provoked someone else into doing the same to us both. Those individuals spoke out of pure jealousy, for Geralt was my dearest friend, a fact which he gave ample evidence of on multiple occasions. I could say a great deal about that world-famous Monster Hunter, the man known in elder speech as Gwent-Bleded, or in a younger yet no less noble tongue as the White Wolf. For Geralt of Rivia is a truly exceptional individual. A brief encounter might tempt one to label him a mere swinger of swords, a simple monster catcher, a rough and tumble practitioner of a dirty trade. But peer closer and you will soon discover he is a man of unplumbed depths, unique views and vast world-spanning experience. On the surface he is introverted, tight-lipped, one might even say gruff, but underneath lies an overflowing sea of goodwill, good humour and an honest readiness to help his friends, be it with a bit of sound advice or the masterful application of his blade. Setting aside cumbersome false modesty, I can say that I know his story better than any man alive. I was with him through hard times and good, helping with wise advice, warm words and razor wit. As a result, I am a vital part of his story, both in its earlier and present portions. It is thus my duty to continue my chronicle, and for the benefit of future generations, put in writing the next chapter of his deeds and exploits. Lambert. The youngest among the witches of Kaer Morhen, and perhaps the last ever trained within its walls. By the start of our tale, Lambert has proven his chops many times over, having hunted down many a mighty beast and traversed nearly all the continent's realms several times over. Yet he has also developed a reputation for arrogance and sardonic humour, and his gruff and at times excessively blunt manner could irritate even his fellow witches of the School of the Wolf. Excuse me. Whatever his vices, it went without saying that Lambert would brave the fires of any hell for his companions. Yeah, the downside of reading everything is that your throat gets caught up after a while. Vesemir. Vesemir was the oldest living member of the Wolf School and most likely the oldest witcher of any school on the continent. About as long in years as the ruins of Kaer Morhen themselves, and though eternally complaining about his creaky bones, this master of the witcher trade gave no thought to a well-deserved retirement. Grey but still spry, he continued to ply the monster hunting trade into his golden years, effectively too, as he had seen more beasts than all his students put together. A harsh and demanding instructor in Geralt's youth, over the years he had become something of an adopted father and mentor to the other witchers, always ready to help with sage advice and steady hands. In the spring of 1272, when our story begins, Vesemir had joined Geralt on his search for Yennefer, trekking with him through war-ravaged Temeria. And lastly, Yennefer of Vengerberg. The Witcher first met the raven-haired sorceress a good 20 years back. Their friendship and the feelings between them were born of a common adventure involving a genie and a wish granted to Geralt that intertwined their fates inextricably. We'll learn more of that later on. In the time since then, their relationship had, however, been quite stormy, rich in ups and downs, crises and breakups. Geralt and Yennefer's love provides irrefutable proof of the thesis that opposites attract. A few years ago, Geralt and Yennefer had, after a long separation full of adventures for them both, gotten back together again. Their moment of repose was interrupted by the wild hunt which took Yennefer captive. The Witcher set out at once to save her, but lost his memory while doing so. When he finally recovered it, he immediately set off once more on his quest to find his beloved sorceress. So his memory loss, the way I understand it, his memory loss took place in Witcher 1 and he gained it back at the end of Witcher 2. Let's have a look what else we've got here. We haven't got any books as yet. Crafting is where we do armor and weapons. We can't do anything right now. This is where we do the alchemy. If you want to see a list of components or ingredients required for a given formula or diagram, when you enter the shop panel, select it and perform the pin action. If you select a crafting diagram or alchemy formula and pin it, a list of the components or ingredients needed to create that item will appear in the shop panel. This makes it easier to keep track of what you still need to acquire. Necrophage oil is what we needed. We still need 3 more blowball and 1 dog tallow. For example, this is our inventory. Here are your currently equipped weapons. Here are the other items currently in your possession. Select a tab to show the items of that type. Here you'll find information about your most important character statistics. Vitality is health, just so you know. To equip an item, select it and press X. This tab shows crafted components and alchemy ingredients. This tab shows quest items and all items which fit in no other categories. This tab shows food and items for Roach. That's the horse. This tab shows oils, potions and bombs. So alchemy created items. And this tab shows weapons and armor, which would be crafting items. You can toggle between large and small item descriptions by holding L3 or turn off item descriptions by pressing L3. You can see how a given item will look on Geralt by pressing square. Use the preview option. You can see how items will look which you cannot yet equip. Oh, that I didn't know. To choose the order in which items will be shown, press R3. To see your character's statistics, hold R2 or press R2 to go to the statistics panel. So that will be that. That's our current base settings. To see what we have. Very little at this point, not surprisingly. That's the letter, Yennefer's letter. Books and scrolls. Use the left stick to switch between unread books and scrolls. Once read, they are added to the books panel in the glossary, which is great because that means once you've read it, you could sell it and you still have the information available to you if you want to read it later. And there's the herbs we've picked up. Whoops. Herbs we picked up just now, and the items we got from the ghouls. What else? Let's have a quick look through this. Oh look, I've done this without. In this panel you can browse through the contents of all the books and scrolls you have found. Even if you later sell a book, its contents will still be available here. So that's what I just said. On the left you can select books, scrolls and letters. Their content will be shown in the centre of the screen. Fair enough. So that's the world map as it stands right now. That's where we are. So this is the whole tutorial area, basically. We're going to be traversing and doing everything within this area because I just think it's better to get all the XP while you can. You won't be able to do it like this once you move beyond this map, so why the hell not? These are our current quests. We've only got the one. Here you'll find information about all your quests. If you have accepted multiple quests, use down and up on the D-pad or the left stick to move between them. Press X to track the selected quest and therefore make it active. The Care More and Dream sequence is the only one we've completed. This is the one we've currently got. Yennefer had contacted Geralt finally. They had not seen each other in years. And then she sent him a letter, smelling of lilac and gooseberries of course, asking him to meet her in the village of Willoughby, about a matter of great importance she had written. So, as was his wont when it came to all things Yennefer, the Witcher raced off at breakneck speed. Alas, he arrived too late, passing armies that had razed Willoughby to the ground. Yennefer was nowhere in sight. With the help of Vesemir, whom Geralt had encountered along the way, Geralt picked up her trail, which the two witches then followed. Yen had ridden north, traversing wild lands and battlefields at great speed. She was in a hurry. Perhaps she was in trouble. This is a character screen where you can upgrade your abilities. I do have a particular build in mind. I found it online. I'm not going to lie. I found it online. I'm going to use it. So hopefully that'll be good. And lastly, this is the meditation area. If you need to rest, to replenish your potions and oil, not your oils, your potions and bombs rather, and your health, you do that here. To rest until a specific time, select a time using the L stick and press X. So yeah, you can meditate up to 24 hours or to a specific time. If you have to meet someone at, say, 12 PM, you do that. Whew. Walk up to your rules, press X to mount it.
Ever tell you about this sorcerer I knew? Couldn't stop talking about how useful they are as creatures.
Witchers spend most of their time on the road in search of the next contract. They must trek across wide valleys, climb over high mountain peaks and trudge through thick bogs. Luckily, Geralt can always count on his horse Roach to help him in his travels. Have Roach come to you, double press L3.
Because you can brew potions from their blood?
Hold X while moving to Canter.
Because by eating rotting corpses, they prevent epidemics.
Did he know they eat the living as well?
No. Really upset him, too. His theory collapsed. Run, Roach.
Double press and hold X when moving to gallop. Oh, there we go.
Not exactly going our way.
Bit fast, that.
We have a side.
The Northern Realms.
Radovid's realms, don't you mean? Temeria and Edirn are no more.
Radovid's pledged to restore the old borders as soon as he wins the war.
Believe that?
Gotta believe something. It's what keeps us going.
Move it!
Alright. Just wanted to make sure that dialogue finished before we started running. Because I know just up here there's a cutscene. I think it's just over this bridge, if I remember rightly. Yep.
Hey there.
We going?
Wow, look at that sunlight.
Help me! Help!
He's a big boy. Sod this, I'm going to go and eat my dinner in peace somewhere else.
Has it gone?
Yeah. Come out.
Gods, that was close. I was sure I'd end up like my mare.
Provided you got lucky.
Your horse died quickly, but griffins like to toy with their prey. Eat it, alive, piece by piece.
Lovely.
You'd like a reward, I suppose.
No, you're fine. Didn't take a contract, did we?
You don't owe us anything. You were in need. We helped.
And they call witches heartless. Say they won't lift a finger without pay.
They also say mice are born of rotting straw. Back to the trail.
Like I said, leads to the main road and ends there, muddled.
You seek someone?
Yeah.
Yes, a woman. Medium height, long black hair. Seen anyone like that?
No. But there's an inn here in White Orchard. Sole one around. Gets its share of travelers. Perhaps you'll learn something there? Besides, the innkeep's my cousin. Tell her Bram sent you. She'll treat you like family.
Not a bad idea. Especially since that wound needs cleaning.
Beast barely grazed me. But sure, could use a good rye. Nice and cool, you know, straight from a cellar.
Let's go.
Alright. A new entry has been added to the bestiary. Click the touchpad to open the game menu and read it. Oh, okay, I will. Griffons under hybrids. Entries in the bestiary provide additional information about monsters, including tips and strategies for how best to fight them. Press circle to close the bestiary. Okay, in a minute. So, half eagle, half tomcat. Just like on the Lord's Crest, except this one was carrying me dead cow instead of a scepter. Griffon attack witness, name unknown. Griffons were once only found high in the mountains, where they would hunt marmots and wild goats. When humans encroached on their lands, however, Griffons soon discover a new source of much more plentiful and easier caught prey: cows, sheep and shepherds. Though still wary of main roads and towns, where folk with the means to hire a witcher like to dwell, these half-eagle, half-wildcat creatures have gone from rarities to oft-encountered pests known throughout the northern realms. Especially hated are the subspecies known as royal griffons and arch griffons. They are vulnerable to grape shot bomb, hybrid oil and the Ard sign. Worth remembering. You know we're going to come across them sooner or later. While on the road, hold X without steering to automatically follow its path. The horse won't lose stamina while using this option to automatically follow a road. Go on then, let's give it a go.
So, a griffin this close to the village? Strange.
My thoughts exactly. In
Yeah,
the
that
forest
works.
to the mountains, sure, but here? Near the main road.
Maybe it's the war. Corpses everywhere, the stench of blood, burnt flesh. Drives monsters crazy sometimes.
Men, too. We need to watch ourselves in White Orchard. And we should leave as soon as we learn anything.
Go to the tavern in White Orchard. Okay.
Move it!
Do I really want to be going fast through a group of people? You're nearing a village. Don't disturb the peace. Remember, town guards and hired watchmen won't tolerate theft, and also won't look kindly on you accosting others. Local residents often erect notice boards near settlements such as villages and cities. These are marked as a piece of paper on your map. Examine them to learn about contracts, work for witches and local happenings. Hold circle to dismount. Yep, that's fine. Let me just park up. Or you can just do it automatically, I don't mind.
What? Take that down before there's trouble.
That is a coat of arms, the Temerian lilies. They've a right to hang there.
This ain't Temeria no more, old man. It's Nilfgaard now. My arse it is.
What? Witches?
I'll not drink with Weaverlaw's freaks.
Nobody asked you to.
Beg your pardon for those thugs.
No need. We're used to it.
Folk are jumpy round here. Armies just passed through. Now a Griffin's prowling about.
Already had the pleasure. Ran into your kinsman, Bram.
Bram? How is he?
Alive. Sends his regards.
Master Witches. Food and drink on the house. What can I get you?
Options marked with the coin bag will open the shop panel. I want to do that first? Yeah, go on then.
Show me what you got behind the counter.
Buy and sell items using the shop panel. Press X to make a purchase. Press circle to close the shop panel. Straightforward. Right, I'm going to buy all the Gwent cards I can find. And I'm going to sell one thing, which I've never found a use for, which is this. I don't know what the use this is. Temporarily lowers the required level of all items by 2. I guess you could. It means you could temporarily use something that you're not a high enough level for. It's only temporary, so why bother? Not sure what actual practical use that has. Anyway, and in fact, other than the one that you get right at the beginning here, I personally have not seen it anywhere else. But like I say, I haven't finished this game, so that doesn't really prove anything. Moving on. So is there a contract for the Griffon?
There a contract on that Griffon?
Nay, not at the moment. Used to be. Soon as a beast had built a nest nearby, the alderman would start a collection, or go to the Lord for help. Now the aldermen don't use the privy without asking the Black One's permission first. And seems they hanged the Lord. So no contract.
Shame. We might have done something, but not for free.
Pretty busy place you got here.
Pretty busy place you got.
Nations on the move. Some search for kin, others just want to get out of the way of the armies. They all need food, drink, and a night's rest in warmth.
So, war's been good for your trade?
Aye, so far. But it'd be best to know peace again. Times like these, you never know what tomorrow will bring.
Very true. Excuse me, very true. So we're looking for someone.
Looking for a woman. Raven-haired, violet eyes, dresses in black and white. Riding in from Willoughby. And, strange as it sounds, lilac and gooseberries might have smelled that.
I've not seen nor smelt such a lady. Believe I'd remember.
Yeah, especially hard to forget this one.
Plenty of travellers about, though. Folk from all over. Might be worth your while to ask after her.
That's the plan. Dialogue options marked with an X will end the conversation.
Thanks for everything. Help you bandage that up?
Please. I'm not decrepit yet.
Then I'll ask about Yennefer.
Mm-hmm. Just remember, we'd rather not draw any attention.
Yeah, that always works.
Black One's been out measuring the fields.
You've got your Gwent card. If you want to examine it, open the game menu and go to the Gwent deck panel. So that would be the pause menu. Here we go. Welcome to the Gwent Deck Builder. Gwent players use their own customized decks. Use this panel to manage your decks. You can build one deck for each of the 4 factions: Nilfgaard, Northern Realms monsters, and Squirtel. Use L1 and R1 to switch between factions. Each faction features a number of unique cards that encourage a different style of play. Each faction also has a faction perk. Nilfgaard wins any round that ends in a draw. Northern Realms grants an extra card after every victorious round. Squirtel decides who takes the first turn of a battle. Monsters keeps a random unit card on the battlefield after each round. Each deck has one leader. Press square to see the leaders available of the currently viewed faction. So, press X to choose the highlighted leader card. Each leader has a unique ability. Use it to turn the tide of battle in your favour. Leader cards that you do not own are locked. They will be available for you to use once you acquire them. So in this instance I got 2 fold tests, but I couldn't change it. We'll do it in a minute. All the cards you own which can be used in with this faction are shown here. Cards currently in this faction's deck appear here. A deck must consist of at least 22 unique cards. It can also contain up to 10 special cards. You can include more than 22 unique cards in your deck, but remember that doing so decreases your chances of drawing your most powerful cards. That'll make sense in a minute when we go through the Gwent tutorial. Your deck is currently 2 unique cards short as indicated by the red number. You must move 2 unique cards from your collection left side to the faction's current deck on the right side. Right, so let's do the ones with the highest numbers make sense to me. You can now exit the deck builder by pressing circle. When in the deck builder before a match, press triangle to begin playing or circle to quit and forfeit the match. Let me just quickly go through and add everything to all the decks. I'm going to be playing as the Northern Realms. I don't want that card though, I want this one, clearing all weather effects. I know this doesn't really matter later on in the game, but for now that will come in handy. I want to get rid of these as well. There, how many have I got? 27 cards. I only really want... How many do I want? Let's get rid of those 2. 25. Let's see how we get on with 25.
Why are they marking out them lines, eh? Parcel out their patrimony. Give it to their own.
Hi guys, how's it going?
I'm looking for someone.
And we seek some peace and quiet.
Out of my face, freak. For your breath sours my beer.
So that happened before then, has it? Options marked with an upside down triangle. We'll make use of the axis sign. This sign influences people's minds, causing them to act according to your will. To charm more stubborn individuals who would otherwise resist during a conversation, invest in the delusion ability in the character panel. I will indeed, but for now, talk.
Red-haired woman dressed in black and white. Seen her? Talk.
Folks say the lady rode through the village a few days back. Galloping so fast she knocked Radabor into a ditch.
Which way did she go?
Dunno. Lots of tracks leading off the main road. Could have gone anywhere.
Oi, people! The freak's taken Micah's mind!
Uh-huh, and I'll take your tongue if you don't shut up.
Okay. Sorry. Well, that was kind of useful. So, there's rumours of her passing through. What you, Elsa? You got anything more to say?
Something else you'll be needing.
Oh, more conversation. Nilfgaardians treating you well?
Nilfgaardian rule to your liking?
What's there to like? 'Tis the same as any other. They tax us, requisition this or that. But they do keep the peace in the village, I'll grant them that.
You don't mourn Temeria's passing?
I mourned it round half a year back, when King Foltest was cut down. Now I just want peace.
Farewell.
Well, King Foltest, I believe, was cut down during the events of Witcher 2. Like I say, never actually played that game, or the first one for that matter, but that's what I'm led to believe. What's going on here? Ah, this would be the Gwent tutorial.
What a waste of time! The Earth shall revolve around the sun before you comprehend these rules.
Got a minute?
Why not? Aldert Geert, Assistant Professor in Contemporary History at Oxenfurt Academy.
Geralt of Rivia, Witcher, with tenure. I'm looking for a woman. Long hair, dressed in black and white. Seen anyone like that?
Of course not! Unlike the populace, I know the horsewoman of war is pure poppycock.
Horsewoman of War? What do you mean?
Horsewoman of War? What's that about?
Folks say an omen. A beautiful phantom rides the fields at night, looks as you described her. Armies follow her, and all who cross her path meet with misfortune.
I can vouch for the last bit. Know where they saw her?
No, facts interest me, not fairy tales.
Okay, and what are you doing here?
Not a place I'd ever expect to find a scholar. Take it you're fleeing the war?
Quite the opposite. Chasing it. I'm headed for the front.
Tired of life?
I seek knowledge, which I value more than life itself. I've a thirst no dusty old tomes can quench. I wish to see the Nilfgaardian invasion with my own eyes, understand it, and record it all in my chronicle, my magnum opus.
Yeah, I'd go back to your books while you still can.
Take my advice. Go back to your books while you can. War's no game. No faculty meetings to attend. No tenure to gain. End notes to compile. First soldier you see will kill you.
Why would he do that? Me? A neutral civilian? A scholar?
Boots.
Come again?
He'll kill you for your boots.
I don't think he believes you. Has the war made it to Novigrad yet?
War reached Novigrad yet?
Nope, but it's only a matter of time. Nilfgaard on one bank, Redania on the other. Drooling over the city like dogs over a juicy bone.
Many a ruler's choked on that bone.
True. We value our liberty in Novigrad, and we know how to fight for it.
Mm-hmm. The scholars especially.
The sword is not the only weapon. Do not forget, architects from our academy designed the city walls. Walls no war machine has ever crumbled.
Yeah. Still don't fancy your chances. See ya.
Gotta go. So long.
A moment, Witcher. You strike me as a man of the world. Are you familiar with Gwent?
No, and I don't have time to learn.
But the rules are quite simple. Come, let's play.
Come, let's play. Options marked with cards will begin a game of Gwent, surprisingly. Alright, come on then.
Why not?
Splendid! Here's how it's done.
Do you want to begin the Gwent tutorial? Yeah, go on. Welcome to Gwent. Gwent is an ancient dwarven card game that simulates the clash of two armies in battle. The players are generals and the cards are their forces. You will go first. To begin, you draw 10 cards. This will be your hand for the rest of the match. You will not draw any more cards, so use these wisely. This is a unique card. The number in the upper left corner indicates its strength. When placed on the battlefield, this value is added to the total strength of the player who placed it. This is a unit's combat row icon. This icon indicates the row in the battlefield where the card can be played. Swords are close combat, bow and arrows range combat, trebuchets and catapults are siege combat. Some unit cards have special abilities. This Kedweni Siege Expert special ability is called Morale Boost, which grants +1 strength to all units in the same row. Weather cards are a special type of card. They reduce the strength of all cards of a given type on the battlefield, including your own. So Biting Frost takes care of all close combat, Fog takes care of range combat, and Rain takes care of siege combat. At the start of each game, you can select up to 2 cards to discard and redraw. But let's skip that for now and go straight to playing. Why? Why do you do that? Here's the battlefield. This is your side. This is your opponent's side. During each turn, a player may place 1 card on the battlefield or pass. Each deck has a leader. The leader grants you a special ability, which can be used only once during a battle. Trigger the special ability at any point by pressing square. Press X to select a card from your hand and press X again to place it on the battlefield. Your turn. Okay. So, I don't want these 2. I kind of want to get rid of them right off the bat. The number on the left by your icon shows the current total strength of your units. The number on the right shows the total strength for that row. Both values are updated when a card is played. At the end of a round, the player with the highest total strength wins. During your turn, you can pass by holding down triangle. Once you pass, you cannot play any more cards during that round. Your opponent can continue playing cards until he or she passes as well. You should pass when you are confident you can win with the units you already have in play, or to let your opponent win and save your cards for the next round. A round ends once both players have passed. The players then compare the total strength of their units to determine the winner. All cards on the battlefield are discarded and both players' total strength is reset to 0. It doesn't say it there, but a round can also end if a player runs out of cards. If you press R2 on a card, you can get its information. This is Siege. Yeah, go on. Okay, so now I'm winning already. Oh. It's firing back. He's passed. Excellent. So no point me playing any more cards because I'm already winning. So I might as well pass as well. He's got 1 more card than me, mind. The player who excuse me, the player who loses a round also loses a life gem. The game is over once a player has lost both life gems. So it's best out of 3 rounds basically. I won. So as the Northern Realms, I should get another card. There we go. Your turn. So I might as well go all out now. See if I can beat him in 2 straight rounds. And hope he hasn't got any special cards, because I haven't. Not at this stage anyway. A lot of the characters in these cards are from the previous Witcher games as well, so they might mean something to you if you've played them. I think we do learn about some of them in books and, you know, codex entries as we go along, but it don't mean anything to me for the most part. Okay, I'm flying ahead so far. But yeah, he's 6 points behind. I haven't got much in the way of points left though, so hopefully he's not holding back on something. Okay, 28's as high as I can get. Oh, okay, clear weather guard. Yay, 2 straight rounds. That's how we like it. I'll pass, thanks. You'd think it'd know that would intuitively be the end of the round. I guess he could have played his leader ability, whatever it was. Pro tips. There's no shame in passing or letting your opponent win a round. Sometimes it's better to save your cards for later. Each deck also features its own heroes. They're the special cards I mentioned earlier. Heroes are high value cards immune to the effects of special cards. Oh. These powerful cards can turn the tide of battle. Acquire more powerful cards by completing certain quests or purchasing them from vendors.
Well, you've a knack for this game. If you ever find yourself in Oxenfurt and wish to play a true master, ask for Stepan. A simple innkeep by trade, but a true maestro when it comes to Gwent.
I'll remember that. Thanks.
A miraculous guide to Gwent. The tome you hold in your hands, commissioned by the most gracious Duke de Berry, shall make use of magic most arcane to display which Gwent cards are currently missing from your collection. You need but open it, and repeat in your mind, how about a round of Gwent, and the following shall appear. So that's how many cards are available around the world. Number of new cards which can still be won from players of no particular renown or skill, 47. So that would be your odd merchant or barkeep, maybe? Innkeeper, rather. Now, we should have won a card for winning that match. There we go. Zoltan Chivet. And I think he's one of the cards that is on all factions. So we will go through and add him. Just in case we ever play any other faction. And now, as a result of having him in the deck, if I only want to have 25 cards in my deck at any given time, I can get rid of one of these. Get rid of that one. Ah, now then, this guy. Last time I played this, I never got to the point where we encounter this guy again. Hopefully this time round we will. It's a lot later.
Looking for a woman.
Like everyone.
Not like everyone. And not just any woman. Mine smells of lilac and gooseberries, dresses in black and white.
2 schnapsies.
Please.
It'll lift your spirits.
Sure, why not?
Fine, I'll have a drink. Can we cut to the chase? You seen her or not?
Yennefer of Vengerberg.
Never mentioned her name.
Yet you described her perfectly. And once I hear something, I never forget. Can't help it.
And who the hell are you?
What do you do? Who are you?
A mangy vagrant. Gone to Rodim, at your service.
Vagrant? That a profession now?
Once a merchant of mirrors. The madding crowd dubbed me Master Mirror, or the Man of Glass.
And how do you know Yent?
How do you know Yennefer?
What a question. Master Dandelion's ballads, of course. The only way a humble merchant might hope to rub up against greatness. Unless, that is, he's as lucky as I am.
And runs into a very patient witcher.
Into Geralt of Rivia himself. The Butcher of Blaviken.
Okay, you're very knowledgeable, aren't you? You know who I am as well?
Recognize me from Master Dandelion's ballads too?
To your health.
Where is Yennefer?
You seen Yennefer?
Deepest apologies, but I must ask. Is this about love?
Not really any of your business, but yes.
Guessed it. It's love.
I knew it at once.
What do you know? Tell me.
Before you appeared, it never occurred to me that might have been Yennefer. Who would have thought?
Get to the point.
A Nilfgaardian scout from the local garrison saw her.
Where?
At their camp. She rode in there. Dark of night. Black and white. Gooseberries and... Yes, I know. Had a terse exchange with the garrison commander and raced off.
Where to?
I'm not omniscient. Ask at the garrison.
Thanks.
We men of the road must stick together. Perhaps one day I'll be in trouble and you'll be nearby to help.
And just like that, Uncle Ben disappeared. Right, now we could ask the Nilfgaardians about Yennefer, but we're not going to. We've got some other stuff to take care of first. For instance...
Done drinking?
Mm-hmm.
Then fuck off.
Nice.
Don't want your kind here.
Back off.
Haven't done anything to you, so just calm down.
Of course not. You done nothing.
Horsen's working witchcraft. Get him!
Really? Oh, it's got me. Oh, this guy's defending. There we go, that's more like it. What are you doing? Okay. See ya, horse. Your game state will be automatically saved when you reach certain milestones in the story. Still, you should save your progress early and often on your own. The world is full of predators, bloodthirsty beasts, bandits, and countless other dangers. This is all very true. I'm going to go and do a bit of house raiding. Just bear with me. This won't take long. For some reason, if you go into a house and use your witcher senses, you can see everything that's highlighted as stuff for you to steal. Basically, anything that's not nailed down is yours to take. And as long as the guards don't see you do it, no one ever seems to object. A lot of this can be eaten or sold, which is good. Oops. And then there's all these herbs and stuff that we need to... Sorry. Yeah, that was disgusting. That's what I wanted. Yeah, there's all these herbs that we can take as well that we need for oils and potions and etc.
It's Dervan now. D-E-R-V-A-N. Not Voidemar.
Oh, we got ourselves our first book. Toussaint, a duchy out of tales of fantasy and wonder. When a traveller from the northern realms first crosses the border into Toussaint, he feels at once as though he has stepped into a land ripped straight from the pages of a fantastic fairy tale. Ironic considering where this is set, but never mind. He will know no inclement weather there, for even the winters in Toussaint are mild and sunny, with only gentle calming breezes and not a hint of gale. He will know no hunger, for the trees and bushes of that land burst with ripe and juicy fruits all the year long. He will know no loneliness, for each and every soul he encounters will treat him like a long-lost friend. He will not find a single backwater of dullness, boredom, or inquietude in this overflowing stream of marble. In Toussaint, the wine rages in torrents, music plays ceaselessly, and everywhere the air is filled with the sound of birdsong and the twittering of beautiful maids, who are never stingy with their ample charms when a handsome knight comes a-calling. The capital of the duchy, Beauclair, is an architectural gem, full of glorious elven monuments, delicately soaring towers, masterfully carved reliefs, and atmospherically mysterious ruins. Only the rare sun in a field of black, the odd gold and dark stain on an otherwise pristine edifice, reminds one that this land, this fable incarnate, is a vassal of Nilfgaard. But Toussaint is the place where the I want to say the Blood and Wine expansion is situated, so it'll be quite some time before we get to go there. We don't get to go everywhere that's mentioned in the books, unfortunately. I think Zeracania, for instance, is not somewhere we visit. Wanted honeycombs, will pay top coin. Large quantities welcome to Mira the herbalist. Yoink, don't mind if I do.
Freak.
Are you talking to me? You just called me a freak. Cheeky soul. Yeah, we get a lot of that. Witches aren't exactly welcome unless they've got a monster, and then all of a sudden they're all over us to pay us to get rid of the damn thing.
You took bigger bollocks than a noon rates unit.
Geralt has learned from experience to keep a close eye on his surroundings as he travels, for he never knows when he'll run into someone or something of interest, a damsel in distress, a merchant peddling rare wares, or a nest of pesky monsters. Such locations are marked on your map with the following icons.
What do you say? Who told you that?
Chetty!
Well, we'll go and see that quest in a minute, but first, here's our first notice board.
And you're not to play with Chetty no more.
Nilfgaardian lessons. Really? Her kazar I gloire ard fenin esnar. Don't understand what you just read? No wonder, it's in Nilfgaardian, and soon half the world will be speaking this mysterious tongue, so you'd best start learning it now, and yours truly can help you with that for a very modest fee. Ernest of Vicavaro. Imperial Edict number 18/45. Let it hereby be known that by order of His Imperial Majesty's High Command, all able-bodied men of White Orchard must present themselves at the village inn equipped with a shovel, hoe or pickaxe of their own provision. The fields near the village are littered with corpses, and given the warm spring we are currently experiencing, the High Command fears the rotting bodies might bring contagion to the village. Let this stand as proof to the residents of White Orchard that their new rulers care for their safety and shall defend them not only from bandits, but also from disease, by introducing measures which have long been standard in the civilized world. Any man refusing to comply with this order will be flogged and put in the stocks. Captain Peter Sargwen Levy. Yeah, it would also attract the necrophages. So, looking to borrow a plough. Hi lads, is there any among you who can lend me a plough? Thing is, mine smacked up against a stone in my field so hard it bent halfways. And may a fiend take me if I know how to fix it or plough my field without it. Rog it. Wanted deserter. Last night a soldier fled from the army camp under cover of darkness. The wanted man, a recruit who recently volunteered to join His Imperial Majesty's service, goes by the name of Odrin. He claimed to be Kedweni by birth, but said King Henselt's misrule had convinced him to join the Imperial Army. He was part of said institution for a mere 2 days, but managed to eat and drink enough in that time for an entire regiment of dragoons. Anyone with information about this deserter's present location is to report to the garrison at once. Description: modest stature, wiry with thinning hair. He fled in his undergarments by squeezing out through the latrine's drainage system, and probably thus reeks like an old boar. Characteristic marks can be easily recognised by his voice, which has the telltale rasp of a hardened alcoholic. Anyone found providing shelter or sustenance to this deserter will be subjected to a summary court-martial. That sounded a bit like Shawshank Redemption, the way that guy got out. Brother missing. Bastion, my brother, went off to fight the Black Ones. I've reason to think he stood in a great battle nearby. He's not returned to this day. Like many others, you'll say, and you'll be in the right. But if he fell, and I know it's like he did, I'd give him up to the ground the least, like our fathers have done always. I'd bury him neath the barrow where our parents lie, not leave his corpse to be ate by the corpses prowling the battleground. So I seek a man, brave, able with a sword, and willing to venture out with me to find Bastion. I won't pay much, for I've not much to give. But I'm not stingy with gratitude and sure to show it to plenty. Any man willing to help, look for a raised hut along the road to White Orchard, just near the bridge. I've made camp there. June Wildenwert. Contract. Devil by the well. Good folk. I know there's a war on and every man's got trouble enough of his own, but perhaps there's one of you who can help a father in need. You all surely know the well in the ruined village and the devil that guards it with jealous fury. And if you don't know, well, come and ask and I'll tell you all about it. Whoever drives that monster away from the well will get a fat purse full of gold. Just don't tarry. It's an urgent matter. Orderland. That's our first contract. There is much of interest to be found in the world's dense forests and fog-clad swamps. Whenever you peruse a notice board, markers will appear on your minimap to indicate potentially interesting places. Seek them out to learn what secrets they hold. We'll have a quick look at that. Every important location you have discovered will be marked on your world map. To jump to your current objective, press L3. To scroll the map, use the left stick. Your current objective is marked with the circle marker. Available quests are marked with a exclamation mark. Here you can see the objectives of your currently tracked quest. If there are multiple objectives, blah blah blah. We've been through all this already, haven't we? So if we zoom out now, there we go. Now in this particular white, that must be where the Nilfgaardians are then. Yeah. So this is, like I say, this is the White Orchard map, and all these question marks are different things that can be done within the level that you currently are. It's very much a tutorial area, and when we get beyond this, those question marks can be any number of levels above you or below you. You have to be a bit more careful and picky as to which ones you pursue. But for the purpose of the tutorial and gaining XP and levels, we're going to do everything. We're going to clear this map out. First of all, let's go see this quest marker over here. Oh, that's just the quest we just picked up. When one of your quests is updated, a notification will appear on the left side of the screen. If you're not currently tracking the updated quest, you can press R3 to start tracking it. Twacking it, almost said then.
To do? Hey! What?
What a nice fellow we have here. Willis.
What happened here?
Oh, got a wee bit chilly the night, so I set fire to my forge. Got it nice and roaring. Roasted some wieners. What do you think happened, dimwit? Some bugger set alight me workshop. I've lost everything. Everything!
Sorry about that.
Sorry. Any suspects?
Whole damned village. I've lived here half a century. Thought they saw me as one of their own. But everything changed when the Black Ones came. I'm the only smith around, so I got to service their garrison. Bang dents out to plate, shoe horses. That sort of thing. Nilfgaardians don't pay me a bloody copper. Just give me supplies and orders. But humans can't fathom that. They think I'm getting rich off their misfortune. That I sleep on a pile of gold like a ploughing dragon. They've stopped talking to me. Spit when I pass. And now this.
Well, I can find your arsonist if you like, but it will cost you.
I can find your arsonist, provided you're willing to pay.
I've not much left, but I'll give you all if you bring me that horse in, so that he gets what he deserves. The night of the fire, I heard movement outside my hut. Went out to see if I could find any tracks, but found nothing. But then I haven't got cat eyes, have I? Good luck.
Right, so let's track that quest. Use your witcher senses to look behind the forge for clues about the arsonist.
I think those plums are wreaking havoc on my gut.
That's nice. No, why can't I pick up? There we go. Can I loot that as well while I'm at it? I can. Oh, there we go. What we got here?
Shavings from a tinderbox. Arsonist must have lit his torch here, tossed it on the roof, then fled through the orchard. Boot prints. A man's. Large.
Let's see where this goes.
Stinks of piss and vodka.
So the geezer was drunk out of his head. What a surprise.
took off his boots and went in the water. Probably wanted to cover his trail.
Any other time that probably would have been quite clever. Before we pick up the trail, while I'm here, the guards don't like you stealing things generally, but for some reason they won't mind you taking the stuff that's right behind them.
Step away.
I don't know why, and this is the only example I know of where they allow you to do it, but yeah. Come on, let me get that. There we go. There's some more here as well. I can't believe I made that jump. Not that there's anything up here of much importance, mind. Right. Pick up the trail over here somewhere, I believe. There we go.
Something jumped out of the rushes. Drowners. But he managed to escape. Lost his boots in the rush.
Sure, not so sure. Who knows? Will you go to the well in Hovel instead? Not
Tracks lead back to the village.
I'd rather be ill than disturb a roast.
Bleeding, but not badly. Surface wound.
So he would have got away with it probably if it weren't for the drowners. Mind you, if we're following these boot prints, we would have found him anyway, I guess. The blood just makes it easier. Ah, hello, we'll talk to you in a minute.
Me gran told me about the Smith's boy.
Go on then, Kazar!
So folk nabbed a witchman that was hunting nearby, started poking him, asking. When he started twisting and squirming, so wham bam, they knocked his head off.
Oh, hey! Well, except it was some drowned.
Hey up, I just saw someone go through this door.
Trail ends here, but I'll recognize him by his wounds.
Well, I happen to know he's just round this corner. Ta-da!
Drowner claw marks. It's gotta be him. Nasty wound. Run into a drowner?
What the fuck do you care?
Whoa, our arsonist's a charmer too. Come on, Smith wants to talk to you.
I ain't ought to talk to a non-human. Sons of bitches all, and dwarves are the worst. Greedy little magpies, do anything for gold they will. They forge the blades the black ones put to our throats, am I not right? Listen, we can work this out man to man. I give you gold, you don't turn me in. My mum died a while back and I sold her tools. I've spent some, but what's left is yours.
Nope, sorry. Got a contract and I'm a professional, so you're gonna have to come with me.
Magpies and dwarves might be greedy, but I'm not. Can't buy me.
Then I'll beat your fucking mug to a pulp!
Don't think so, somehow.
Calm down. Now follow me.
I think for videos after this one, I'll probably turn the mini-map and information down to the lower... Actually, let's do it now. How do I let's go to options. Might be display. There we go. Let's put it on small. See if that's better. Oh yeah, that's fine. That's plenty fine.
Will you raise a glass with me?
It's Dervin now. D-E-R.
Think you've got it tough.
That guy takes forever to catch up with you, but luckily if you just go to the blacksmith and start it off, he suddenly appears next to you.
Up and at him.
What's going on?
Here you go. One village pyromaniac in the flesh.
Nap? You? I knew your mum for years. Charged her nary a copper. This is how you repay me. I've had enough. Hey, soldier. A minute of your time, please.
No! Willis, I beg you. I was drunk. Didn't know what I was doing.
I've told you, Master Willis. We will help you rebuild once reinforcements come. The supplies have been ordered.
Not what this is about, mate. This here's the arsonist. A witcher found him.
The forge was important to the garrison. Destroying it was sabotage. No trial needed here. Just a tree.
Yeah, villagers are going to love you now, mate.
Villagers will really love you now.
Well, no, I don't give a flying fuck about them. You know, I hated the Black Ones at first, like everybody else did. Now I'm thinking they might just bring order to this place. Teach these layabouts some manners. But enough about that. Your reward. And I managed to save some things from the fire. Anvil still holds, so I'm sure I can bang something out on it. You need anything, let me know. Give you a good price.
I don't think I'll be getting you to make anything, but I might be selling you stuff later. Okay, so go to our quest log. Where is it there? Yeah, we'll do the missing in action. The way I tend to work is I tend to work my way up from the bottom on the different kinds of quests we have, depending on the level order, before we proceed with the main quest. I do try to get everything done, so you might have to bear with me if you're looking to see how this ends. So missing in action. As it turned out, Geralt was not alone in searching White Orchard for a lost loved one. The Witcher also found the notice of a peasant who was seeking his brother. The brother had left home to take up arms against Nilfgaard. The forces of the north and the Black Ones had then clashed in a great battle near the brother's home village, and the peasant had not heard from his sibling since. Where are you, Roach? There he comes. Over here, come on over here. You take your time. Now, I happen to know that on the way to this quest, there's a question mark that we're going to take care of. Should be just up here in these trees, if memory serves. There's the busted up cart from earlier. Oh, I never spoke to... I didn't speak to Bram. Oh, we're going back there. We'll speak to him sooner or later. The world is brimming with interesting places filled with danger or treasure. Such sites are marked on your minimap with the following icons. So, yeah, a lot of the question marks can be replaced with those icons as well. Once you've explored a location, its icon on the minimap will become greyed out, except for the fact...
Come on, Roach.
That we've said it to disappear off the map altogether once it's been explored. Just like to clear things out. I think... Is this it?
Hey there.
Yeah, this is it. Off we get. Right, let's if you have multiple items in your pockets, you can switch between them using the right stick. Use the right stick to change the bolts used with your crossbow. I haven't got a crossbow yet, but thank you. I only want this for now. Once your stamina is depleted, you won't be able to sprint until it regenerates. Oh, damn, you got me. Oh, there's another one. There's bow and arrow guy. We've got to get him first.
Shut up.
You gone dead, boy. You gone be dead. Okay, that's that done. Okay, let's see what they had stashed away. Angrily scrawled notes. What am I supposed to fucking die for? Temeria? Dar died for that, and so did my 3 brothers. And what did that get them? Fuck all, that's what. Not even a decent burial. Dar always said a wise man learns from others' mistakes, so here I am, learning from his. Instead of dying for Temeria, I'm going to rob those who killed Temeria's sons. We pitched a camp, got us a great spot, middle of the woods near that old mill. Now we're all set to go out on our first raid. Well, that worked out for you, didn't it? Take diagrams to craftsmen with the proper skills to have them craft the item for you. Interrogation report. Location, Amavet Fortress. Persons taking part, Sir Ignatius Verres, Bart, the bailiff, Andreas Bloom, Sir Ignatius's underlings, Carmi, Gardi and Belzy. Suspect, Colgrim, Witcher of the Viper School. The Witcher Colgrim stands accused of kidnapping Vitti, son of Paul, a beekeeper residing in White Orchard. Suspect was detained pending trial. Upon detention, he was searched and a diagram for the forging of a steel sword was found on his person. It is suspected this sword was used to intimidate or possibly kill the kidnapped child. It is likewise suspected that the accused possesses other such diagrams for the forging of death-dealing implements, though none have been found to date. Sir Ignatius has requested the Witcher undergo preliminary interrogation with the application of torture. This will take place once a torturer with the proper qualifications have been found. Addendum. It was later discovered drowners were responsible for the boy's disappearance. Unfortunately, Colgrim died before this information reached the investigators, but rather than face the Baronet's judgment, he chose trial by ordeal. Sir Ignatius agreed and ordered he cleanse the Verres family crypt of spectres. Colgrim never emerged from said crypt. It is highly likely the motley race, spectres and evil powers residing therein proved too much for him. So yeah, we've got a diagram now for a serpentine steel sword, which we can find here. There we go. We need all these components to make it. We also need to be level 2, which we're not yet anyway, so even if we could make it, we couldn't use it. That's a scavenger hunt, so that's a kind of quest. A treasure hunt, rather. So we've got one of the diagrams. So that was for the steel sword, wasn't it? So we've got to find the other one for the silver sword. Find diagrams for all the elements of Viper School gear. 1 of 2. Find Colgrim's remains. While travelling the downtrodden lands of Velen and the former Temerian border regions, Geralt found clues about the location of a set of diagrams for crafting the legendary equipment once worn by the Viper School of Witchers. Motivated by curiosity and the prospect of acquiring these priceless objects, he decided to pursue this lead. Right, so I think at this point I'm going to take a break. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen so far. Click the like button if you have, leave a comment below, subscribe if you haven't already, click the bell to be notified of future episodes, and when we come back we'll carry on with the Missing in Action quest. I'll speak to you all soon. Bye for now.